Yes, so welcome. This is obviously the match review from the Leeds game last night, Reedy. You were there. Your voice is a bit gone by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
Sounds like it was a good game, Reedy. I think a lot of fans probably said we could have got more than a draw out of it in the end. And again, we were probably a bit lucky as well that they didn't score in the dying minutes. But I think, you tell me, Reedy, you were there. What did you make of it?
I was actually proud of the team. I actually thought we did well. I'd say I can't fault it, but the only thing we should have done well was just create a bit more chances. Obviously, first half was I thought we dominated most of the game, but it got to the point where we got to the point where we conceded one goal. They didn't have any other chances, and we looked like we were going to lose the game. And I'm just glad that we made the changes late on, and we did enough to get a point because I think we deserved to get a point. I thought even you said I think we probably deserved to get a win at the end, but it's more the point of just making sure we didn't lose the game.
Yeah, there's a bit of a Achilles heel this season is going down pretty quickly on in games. I think we're fair to say we were pretty dominant for that first 20 minutes, and one little slip up, Leeds are on the attack and they get a good goal. There was nothing much more to it, but it did really shift momentum. A point is better than nothing. For me, we are now relying on teams like Forest and Everton now playing in the coming days to lose, and they've got tough teams. I think Forest are playing tonight against Brighton, and Everton are playing Newcastle tomorrow night. So we need both those teams to lose to really stay in position. And if Everton and Forest do lose, we're 1 point, ahead out of that bottom three than we were last. Even when we beat Wolves, we were joint third bottom, or with Everton. But now, if Everton lose tomorrow night and Forest lose, we'd be a point out of that, a little bit safer.
Yeah, okay. Again, we've got to look at the positives. I thought we performed better. I thought the team performance was a lot better than we've seen this season. Kept hold of the ball. We didn't play around the back as much, which was the greatest thing. Obviously, there was a few good performances there. You probably would say it wasn't the greatest performances, but we stuck by it. We managed to get the goal that we needed to, and I would say well done to Vardy because it was a good finish. I'm glad and that's what I said, that Vardy should be coming on in them late stages, using his pace, using his quality on the ball, and he obviously used it.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think we should start Vardy against Everton. Personally, I think he deserves to start, and I also think we're not going to have much choice because Nacho's more than likely going to be out for the Everton game. He looked like he pulled his groin. So he's probably going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, which is a shame because he had a good play. Carried on. You saw him pull his groin and he still made that pass, which is good on him. And yeah, I do think we could have got more out of the game. I also think Leeds could have got a bit more out of it. We were unlucky to get 2 disallowed goals, but they were offside, but both of them were from offside positions. So it was tough, but Leeds were definitely there for the taking. I think if Dean Smith did make his subs at half time rather than 65th, 70th minute, I think we could have got all 3 points if they were just half time subs.
Yeah, I didn't think Barnes or Tete really looked at all useful. Obviously, we basically played down the middle a lot of the time, and when Barnes got on the ball, we just passed inside and just didn't do anything with it. Tete again was just too weak at times, but again, half time, I was speaking to Tom and I said that something needs to change. If we do change it, I can see us winning it because we were still in possession and we still were controlling the game, I thought. But like you say, 2 late subs, much as it worked for us to get a draw, we could have gone and won it in the end. And if we brought them on earlier, we probably could have stole it anyway. But like you say, it's just hard that 2 goals that we scored. One was probably one of the goals of the season that got taken away from us, and a Vardy goal that was just white because it was offside. So hard to take, but again, draw's not the worst result. We said that a draw away at Leeds isn't the worst. They're a tough team to beat, even though they got smashed the last 2 home games. But now we're going to Everton and Fulham. You've got to probably expect at least 4 points from them too.
Yeah, I'd say, like I said, to begin with, we've got Everton at home. That is another massive 6-pointer. If we don't beat them, we just can't lose to them, really. But I think we can get all 3 points against Everton if we keep this form up. Just reading David's comment here. No, Vardy's good as an impact of Nacho holds the ball really well, so don't start Vardy. I hear what you're saying, but Nacho's not going to be available for the next few weeks now, so
You have to.
I think Vardy's just going to have to start. He scored a goal, he's going to be buzzing, he'll be full of confidence. That's his first goal in 6 months.
I will say though, I think you even agreed that when Daka came on the left wing, he was more impactful than what Barnes was.
The team we ended with against Leeds is a team we should start with against.
Because if you're playing Vardy, you want somebody with him, and the closest you're going to get at the moment is Daka, because I don't think Barnes has given any service. I don't think Tete's really given any service. But when Daka came on, we just looked a lot more of a threat going forward with the three attackers. Obviously, now we've not got Iheanacho, so it's not the exact same, but we created a lot more chances in the last 20 minutes than we did all game. So for me, you've got to start Daka as well as Vardy.
I just want to bring this up. We struggled to create any chance against teams. Yeah, but we're not a good team ourselves. So we've got to look at it as we're not, Palace. We weren't. Who was the other team that beat them 5-1, 6-1?
Liverpool.
We're not Liverpool. There are two teams that are, doing pretty well this season. And we're having a pretty, let's be honest, we're having a rubbish season as Leicester.
But to say how we performed the whole season, yesterday for me was a lot better. We controlled the ball. We were passing well. I don't think we panicked much. I feel like the players always thought we could score a goal even after the 70th minute. There were still chances there, and I'm just glad we got the goal. And like I say, classic Vardy and classic Maddison shushing the crowd once he scored. It was just good to see. And in the end, we probably were unlucky to lose the game, or draw it. We should have easily won that game, but
it almost does feel a little bit like a loss when we could have snatched all 3 points. But like I said, a draw's not, because when they scored, on the TV they pulled up the table and it said they're on 32 points to 28, which was really pulling them away from the relegation zone for Leeds. But we brought them back. Again, there's only a point difference, and we are relying now on Everton and Forest losing today and tomorrow.
I think that's what you got to do though. As much as people say you can't rely on other teams, it is down to that as well, because we could still win our games, but if they win their games, it's still, we're going to be in the exact same situation. So we're going to hope they lose and we get more than a loss, if you know what I mean. So a point at Leeds isn't the worst. Everton with Newcastle, you should expect Newcastle to win that.
3 points would have been the better option, obviously, against Leeds, but a draw isn't the worst thing.
But
I think we are just relying on Everton and Forest.
If you say Wolves, Leeds and Everton, we said 7 points.
7 points is good.
We've already got 4. Now we've got to go and get the win at Everton.
We have to go and beat Everton now. And Fulham, again, they lost last night, didn't they? They're on pretty bad run of form. I could see us getting a point.
You could easily have a point
Fulham, and then after that we've got Liverpool at home. Again, I could see us getting a point against Liverpool at home if we've got the.
If you go to Everton and get a win and get to Fulham and get a draw, you've only, I don't know what the points would be, but with 3 games to go, all you know in your head is you can just grab a point or a win in one of the last 3, and you should be safe, I guess, because the other teams around us have got a lot harder fixtures coming up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Everton, it's a 6-pointer. We'll push up further, like we did last night. If Leeds won that, they would have pushed 4 points ahead of us, which was not good, but we brought them back down. So hopefully we do the reverse. For Everton, it's a massive game Monday. They've got 6 days now to recuperate themselves, and a massive game on Monday night, really.
I'm glad that it's at home. I think as much as we've not had the best home form, I felt like I don't think we would have won against Wolves if it was away. I don't know, just because we're at home and there's 30,000 of us trying to egg them on to try and win. It's there for us to take in against Everton. And it was so hostile last night because both teams knew it was such a big game. And I'm just glad we both got what we kind of asked for and not lost. So going into the Everton game now,
I do think we just got to start a lot stronger against Everton. I thought the team was okay against Leeds last night, but I think before the whistle started, I wouldn't have played Tete. I've not seen much of him, and again, he didn't do anything.
But when you play Bonds, you have to play Tete probably.
Well, again, like I said in my team lineup, you don't. When we did the predictions, I would have put Daka in there alongside Barnes, and I think that would have been a lot better of a attacking threat. Because like I said, you saw Daka come in, he was a threat on the left wing, saying he's not a left winger. So for me, the way we ended is how I would almost start. I'm sure we'll do another tactics talk video later on in the week, or even next Monday to line up how we think we'd play against Everton. We can only assume Nacho is going to be out because he saw him pull a groin, so I'm sure we'll get told later on in the week where we stand with that. But I think Vardy earns his place in team after the goal. He's got confidence. Samari, I think he's making himself he is putting himself as one of the first names to put in that starting 11, I think.
Yeah, I was going to mention man of the matches and whatnot. Obviously, Maddison was given man of the match by BT, I think. I don't agree. I don't think he had the best of games, but positive performances. Who do you kind of give that? Obviously, you said Samari, you've said Vardy. Anyone else you'd give a shout for?
So, yes, like I said, Samari, Vardy, two very key players. Iverson, I thought he kept us in it again. He made a couple of crucial saves again. But so did their keeper. But Iverson, if it was Danny Ward in goal, I don't think you would have seen him do that, to be honest with you. You know, Iverson, good player. It's tough because no one played amazing.
I thought Yuri had a better game. Obviously, he was quite poor against Wolves.
I think he was.
Yes, there was a few bad passes again, but you could see the quality in his passing at times where he's looking for that forward ball all the time. And for me, he was good. But on a negative side, kind of Christensen wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, if I pull you back to Yuri, I will just say for a captain he was captain of Leicester last night. He was losing his head a bit too much often for my liking. He was. I put in the chat last night that Samari, he gave away a couple of rash tackles, but at least they went in our final third when Tielemans was doing a bad tackle. They gave them a free kick and a chance on goals, and Leeds were the most dangerous at set pieces last night, and we gave away way too many set pieces. And to be honest with you, Bamford should have scored that goal. He was lucky that, he's on absolutely dire form at the moment, because any other striker that has a little bit of confidence in him puts that away.
We thought that was basically a dead certain goal, that was, but
yeah,
we did well.
Bring it back to Christensen. He was too hot-headed last night. He was
getting caught out a lot.
Getting caught out. One thing that really annoyed me was he pushed up the pitch quite high, and he lost the ball doing so. And then you just see him stop. He doesn't track back or anything. He's relying on his teammates to get back. But if he's the player to lose the ball, he needs to track back. I don't understand why I played with left wingers, but then had both Stania and Christensen pushing up so high.
Yeah,
because it left us really exposed at the back when we didn't need to. I thought a lot of our creativity came through the middle anyway, so I didn't see the reason to play wingers and pretty much wing backs at the same time. I felt like it kind of shunted Barnes and Tete a bit. And I'm not saying they had good games, but they were just, I thought it felt a bit useless when we had two wing backs and wingers at the same time.
Yeah, Carlos here says he's naturally injured for next week. I assume so. I assume so because of how he came off. I think if he stayed on and he was fit against Leeds within the last 5-10 minutes to go, I honestly think we could have won it. He was kind of the key part to, was it like the Vardy assist and whatnot? So
yeah, it was part of his play, wasn't it? He built up and passed it nicely to Maddison to Vardy, and Vardy.
And even when he came off, we could see how much passion he had because he was slapping us and he was even rivaling us up for the last 5-10 minutes. So he is a key opponent into the team at the moment, and all we can say with these last two performances is it's an improvement. We can't deny it is an improvement, and we are playing a lot better than we were. So even the Man City game, it wasn't the worst game performance-wise, but I think that's where we're going to end it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, there's a lot of positives to take. There's also some negatives to take into next week, but hopefully Dean Smith lines up the team right, because I think that's going to be a very crucial. It's be very crucial to how we stand against Everton. But like we've seen,
I don't think we can fault it though. I think with the teams he's put out, yes, there's a few players where you say maybe not, but against Wolves he went basically all out attack because Maddison wasn't in, and it did work in the end. Against Leeds, yes, the subs were a bit late, but we've seen him before bringing on people at half time because he's not at work. He obviously thought it was working, and you could see a goal coming. So that's why he brought two strikers on late on, and it came out. He came out.
Yeah, we did come out. I think we could have got more, like we said, but a draw is not the end of not the end of the world. Again, I think it does just all depend on how we line up against Everton, because they're on paper they've got a really good team. Demarai Gray is going to score against us. Let's be honest. If anyone's going to score for Everton, it'll be Gray. but I think that biggest thing is just not go 1-0 down inside 20 minutes and almost get the goal first. Because in the past few games we've been going 1-0 down too easy.
I think we've been unlucky against Leeds there because we did score, and yes, it was offside, so you can't really expect that to be a goal. But again, one goal out of nowhere, and it's already put us on the back foot, which again I thought we were quite unlucky to concede that goal, but it was a good finish and the keeper should have done better. But again, going into Everton, like you say, we've got to be in the front foot. We've got to be getting that first goal. So if we get the first goal, I do think we'll go and win it.
Me too at home, it buzzed the crowd up. You know, we're at home, it's a massive game. And, you know, a bit like Ellen Roder's, Leicester, the King Power can get a bit dead if the football's not got the right tempo. So I think we do need to have at least a good tempo and a good consistency to get the crowd going and keep it that way for, you know, longer than 20 minutes. Because, you know, we know that I'm not confident that we are going to not concede, because we've got the worst track record this season so far, 18 games in a row where we've not had a clean sheet. So it's pretty bad by standards. I think the next one's Forest on 11, which again you would say they're not doing great.
No.
So yeah, I think you just know that we are going to concede, but it's just how we bounce back from that, and hopefully we don't concede before scoring first.
Yeah, that's where we're going to end it. Appreciate everyone for joining. Make sure to check out the later on streams. Obviously, the Tactics Talk we'll probably do next Monday. And I think Tom's doing an aftermath, an away fan show tomorrow for Everton as well. So make sure you catch that, and we'll see you all next time. See you in a bit.